Welcome back to Geeks Are Sexy. I'm Jason LeDuc from Evil Genius Leadership Consultants. We've brought all three of our guests back to be on our panel. I want to say hello to my friend Alex, who's watching on Facebook Live. Thanks for watching, Alex. Everybody wave to Alex and make him feel welcome. It's great to have you here. But what I want to talk about in our panel discussion today, and this came from our conversation when we had coffee the other day, you had such a positive attitude. We talked about how even very tragic things in our lives, very, very difficult setbacks, successful people find ways to find a positive attitude when everything in the world seems like it's going wrong, when everything seems like it's against you. And that was very much your story as well. Can you tell us a little bit about how you found the strength, how you went through what you went through with your son and came out the other side with all the great work you're doing in the community?
Sure, Jason. Well, I think that right after my son was killed, I knew that it was really important that I had a choice. Either I was going to fall and drown, or I was going to somehow stay strong. And, and I made a decision like a week after he was killed that somehow I had to turn my pain into strength. And that's what I did. And in order to do that, it's like when you get out of bed every morning, I know, you have a choice. So before you get out of bed, are you going to have a good day or are you going to have a bad day? And it's like, before you get out of bed, I just say, okay, so you're going to get out of bed and you're going to have a good day and you're going to be strong today. And I think if you can take something so horrific like what I went through and turn it into something so amazing, there's no better way to honor a loved one that has been killed, or someone close to you, a friend that has passed. There's no better way to honor that person is to do something so amazing and pay it forward. And that to me is a great way to do it. But again, it's all about choices and making that choice every day. And I just find that when you have so much pain, you can somehow make it into something so great.
Yeah, and I would never wish that on anybody, that kind of pain or that kind of challenge on anybody. But that is something we face in our businesses every day. Not to belittle what you've just told us.
No, I mean even in little ways. But, you have a bad day.
But so Greg, what is something you found? What is one of the very first big challenges you faced when you started your business, and how did you dig deep and find the strength to overcome it? Because sometimes we get a great idea to start a business and we just go, you know what? Too hard. We see a lot of that out there, right? 3 months, 6 months down the road, somebody's like, I'm not doing that. How have you found the strength to keep going?
Yeah, well, and let me back up just one step, because part of the reason I started my business is because I moved to Vegas a few years ago for a job, and after a couple of years at that company, there was some restructuring. My job was eliminated, and that really was tough to deal with. But I kind of dug deep, as Sammy said, and
that's okay.
And so, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry, that's my fault. I didn't give everybody the intel briefing.
And decided this was something that I wanted to try, to take the experience I had and the expertise I had and apply it in a different way. And it's it's exciting, it's exhilarating, but it's challenging. I've always worked for companies where people tell you what to do, and now I have to go out and find business. But that's the fun part, because when you grow something on your own, you really can take pride in it. But you do have to dig deep, and resiliency is a word that you hear a lot about, and I think there's a lot to that, being able to bounce back, learn from adversity that you have, and come out on the other side.
Absolutely. So, Chris, what's a challenge that you're facing in your business, either in the past, a big one in the past, or something that you're facing right now? Because you're here, you look like you've got it all together. You gave us great information about taxes. You got all the numbers. I know you know them all off the top of your head, but I'm sure you're facing challenges as well.
Yeah, maybe I'll take it in a little bit of a different direction and talk about a more technical challenge that my business sometimes faces. So I do things very differently, as I was kind of been explaining to you. I do everything in the cloud. Everything I do is technological and in the digital age. And when you do taxes, or accounting for that matter, sometimes people they want to see their accountant they've been seeing once a year, right around March or April, and hand them a stack of paper and wait for them to do the return, then come back, see them again, sign off on everything, take it, mail it, and be done with it. And that's not how my business operates. My business is very different than that. I think it's a better model that helps save people time, where I do everything in the cloud. But the challenge with that I find is sometimes people are scared of technology. They don't understand the encryption of having your data up in something like Dropbox, which is what I'll use for my clients, is actually more secure than this paper you have right here, because somebody can just steal this. Right?
There's nothing important on this. This is a bunch of scribbles I made, so it doesn't really matter.
But had it been important, right? Storing it in an encrypted method in the cloud is just a lot safer way to do it, and it's a lot easier for you because you don't have to worry about making an appointment. So really, the technical business challenge that I'll face from time to time is getting people over that hump.
So how do you get them over that hump?
Yeah, so I have a pretty good success rate with doing it, and a lot of it is just getting them comfortable with me, getting them comfortable with technology, and explaining to them, like I've been explaining to you, a little bit more about it. A great thing that I've been able to do is I have a lot of great clients that are very supportive of my business, and they give me great reviews. So they talk a little bit about the technology-driven approach that I've been doing for years, and how efficient it is for them, and how much they like it. So that's how I get them over that hump a little bit.
Okay, yeah, and so one of the things I found when I started my business, I had a hard time asking other people for help. Where's something where you had to go ask someone for help, whether it was in this business or in your previous career? Was there a time you had a really hard time going to ask somebody for help?
Yeah, I have, and I still do that every day. I know a little bit about human resources and a little bit about employment and labor law, but I don't know a lot about marketing, about business development, about social media, and so I reach out to other people who are starting their own small businesses, other consultants who are out there, because you can always learn from other people. I'm a big believer in asking for help, finding out other ways of doing things, reaching out, broadening your network, and really learning something new every day.
Awesome. Yeah, it's so hard to ask for help. It was a lesson I really had to get over. I came from the Air Force, being in 20 years, and after 20 years in the Air Force, it was, I'm the guy who has the answers. I'm not the guy who has to ask for help, right? And then it's like starting at zero again, and it's exciting and it's fun, but it's also a little scary sometimes. Now, Sunny, I know you're always looking for donors.
Yes, we are.
You have nonprofits always have big challenges, whether it's just getting volunteers to show up or getting those donations from those corporate partners.
Yeah, I have no problem asking for help.
I know you. I know you don't. So, whether it's us around this table or people in our audience, who are some people you'd like to be connected to, or where you could use some help getting connected to certain people or donors?
Well, we'd like to just reach out to companies that, they have, a lot of companies like to have people to volunteer for certain organizations, and we would love to be promoted within companies. A lot of people like to have nonprofit organizations attached to whoever they are. We love to partner up. We partner up with Inspirata and a whole community. So yeah, we're always looking for volunteers or someone they would love to partner up with. But getting back to your one question about being uncomfortable and doing something new and getting out of your comfort zone is, I started a chocolate business, which I know I didn't tell you, and I thought about
you don't
this
need my permission.
when I was listening to you guys talk, and I wanted to say anybody out there is listening who wants to start up a small business. And it's your passion and you're scared. I always wanted to start up my own chocolate business, but it took my son to die for me to get the strength to do it. And, I want to tell everybody out there, go in and do it. Don't wait till something traumatic happens. Be uncomfortable and start that business anyway. And you'll see it'll usually be a success if you do it uncomfortable.
That's right. Anything worth doing is going to make you a little uncomfortable.
Right.
Don't be afraid to ask for help. Thank you all for being here today. We're running to the end of our time, but Chris, tell our audience one more time where they can find you, how they can get a hold of you if they're looking for some accounting or virtual CFO help.
Yeah, so you can find me online through my website, which is www.cmdcpa.com.
All right, Sunny, how can we reach the foundation or you?
www.Douglas J. Green Memorial Foundation. We're also on Facebook, or Sunny Shabro on Facebook. And anybody can reach out to me if they need any kind of care packages or donations. I'm always around.
And Greg, how can everybody find you?
Easiest way is www.endunamo.com.
All right. Well, again, thank you all for being here. Alex, thank you for watching. It's great to have a guest on the Facebook Live.
Hi, Alex.
And I'm Jason LeDuc from Evil Genius Leadership Consultants. This is Geeks Are Sexy. We will be back on the 4th Friday of September. I don't know the date. I don't have my calendar in front of me. Thank you for watching. We love to have you here. Please get in touch with our guests. Please get in touch with Sunny if you want to make a donation. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next month.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you. Thank you.